e-commerce. Hello, and welcome to e-commerce. E-commerce is the sale of products and services over the internet and is the fastest growing segment of our economy. Many entrepreneurs who create an online presence for their business may also sell their products or services online in an e-commerce model. E-commerce allows even the smallest businesses to reach a global audience with minimal cost. Here's what you can expect today. In this session, you'll learn what e-commerce is and if it's right for your business. We'll discuss money transactions, setting up a website, selling through multiple online channels, and provide you with a list of top 10 do's and don'ts. E-commerce overview. So what is e-commerce? E-commerce is the sale of products and services over the internet. E-commerce has been gaining rapid momentum all over the world, providing entrepreneurs opportunities beyond traditional brick-and-mortar businesses. Businesses that operate and sell products or services from a physical location like a store, building, or warehouse are known as brick-and-mortar businesses. Many brick-and-mortar businesses add e-commerce to their offerings to capture sales from online shoppers. However, e-commerce makes it possible to sell products and services even if you don't have a storefront or physical location. E-commerce is the fastest growing segment of our economy. In 2020, e-retail sales accounted for 14% of all retail sales around the globe, and these figures are expected to keep growing. By 2040, around 95% of all purchases are expected to be via e-commerce. Shopping on mobile devices is expected to drive this continued growth as smartphones continue to expand into untapped markets and consumers become more dependent on mobile capabilities. E-commerce retail sales have grown more than 3.5 trillion over the years. E-commerce gives entrepreneurs opportunities to sell their products, goods, or services digitally and, depending on the product, for minimal cost. Online sales of products or services can generate revenue that can sustain a business in the long term. Websites alone are not e-commerce. Many entrepreneurs create a website for their business to have an online presence or use social media marketing through platforms like Facebook and Instagram and others. These online tools are powerful marketing vehicles which allow businesses to build awareness for their products and services. When businesses use these online platforms to conduct sales and transactions, such as through a shopping cart or accepting online payments, then these tools create the e-commerce model for your business. E-commerce business considerations. A few key questions to consider before pursuing an e-commerce business include: will you be selling products or services? If you're selling products, are they physical or digital? Will you make the products or buy and resell them? Where will you source your products and inventory? Consider your business model. Will you offer single products, packages, subscriptions, or something else? How will you sell your products and on what platform? How will you accept payments? How will you deliver your products or services to your customers? Order fulfillment. What will your startup costs look like? Are there any legal or other regulations on your product or service that you need to keep in mind? Visit the Licenses and Permits section for more information. So is an e-commerce website right for your business? This depends on the nature of your business, but in today's climate, most likely the answer is yes. Websites such as Amazon.com have an established place in the market, and their size, name recognition, and relationship of trust they have with customers allows them to dominate this market with good pricing due to the economies of scale and remarkable customer loyalty. So, creating an e-commerce offering in and of itself is not a guarantee of business success. However, there are several ways to reach new customers, offering them something with a unique value proposition, and build an ongoing relationship. Trust will become the cornerstone of building your e-business. As Warren Buffett says, if you don't know jewelry, know your jeweler. A website doesn't need to solely exist just to sell your product online. It could supplement the sales of your already established retail store. If you sell a unique product such as custom embroidered linens or gourmet chocolates, you might find success reaching others around the country or even the world. Today, e-commerce is not limited to just selling physical products. You can sell services, software, or digital products. First, we'll discuss the sale of services. This can include website design, freelance copywriting, accounting, social media management, legal advice, online tutoring, virtual assistants, and the list goes on. There are different ways to offer your services, which may include a list of individually priced offerings or packages priced at different tiers. For example, you could offer the most popular service as a standalone, as well as part of a package, creating awareness and interest in the other services that are included in that package. The way you bundle your offerings is something to think about as you set up your business. Next, we'll discuss software. E-commerce businesses can sell software, a digital program that can be downloaded to customers' computer or mobile device. The software can be anything from calendar scheduling to grammar checking to specialized photo editing tools, to name just a few. If you have a technical background in programming and development, you could create a software product and sell it online. You could also hire a developer to build your idea for you, which can be costly but worth the investment. Keep in mind that you may have ongoing iterations and development down the road where you'll need a developer's support. Be sure to include these expenses when you're budgeting out the execution of your software idea. Finally, let's discuss digital products. Digital products have become a popular add-on or supplement to enhance service-based businesses. These products could include online courses built on platforms such as Teachable or Kajabi, video tutorials, digital books such as meal plans, templates such as website design templates, printable signs and decor, and industry-specific knowledge sold as kits, information sheets, or reports in a downloadable form. Simply having an e-commerce website will not ensure you'll compete favorably with large established competitors. They already have the inventory, delivery, and marketing systems in place, and they can deliver the orders as cheaply or more cheaply than you can. Yet the beauty of the internet is that it provides a global audience of potential customers, and it never closes. Your customers will have access to information about your business 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. You can add photos, audio, video, news, and so much more. Your customer will even be able to buy from you 24 hours a day. There are ways to digitally advertise your business to get the word out. So your website address should be promoted everywhere, including your email signature, social media platforms, marketing collateral, sales forms, and advertisements. If you plan to do business abroad, be aware of the advantages and disadvantages of international trade and make sure you understand any applicable rules and regulations. 4 segments of e-commerce. There are 4 types of e-commerce you should be familiar with: business to consumer, or B2C, business to business, or B2B, consumer to consumer, C2C, and consumer to business, or C2B. Business to consumer, B2C. The B2C sector is what most people think of when they imagine e-commerce businesses. Similar to a traditional retail model where a business sells to individuals, a B2C business sells to individuals through online interactions rather than a physical store. The C in the B2C is lowercase, referring to an e-commerce business, versus B2C uppercase, which is a traditional retail approach. Business to business, or B2B. A B2B model focuses on providing products or services from one business to another. While many businesses in this sector are service providers, you'll find software companies, office furniture and supply companies, document hosting companies, and numerous other e-commerce businesses under this model. These businesses typically have custom, large-scale, or enterprise e-commerce software platforms that work directly with other businesses in a closed environment. A B2B e-commerce business may require more money to start, also known as overhead costs, depending on the nature of the business and any costs required for staff, facilities, management, and maintenance. Consumer to consumer, or C2C. C2C e-commerce is where one customer can trade, buy, or sell items to another customer online. These transactions are typically facilitated by a third-party site, such as Amazon, eBay, or Etsy, referred to as a marketplace. The marketplace gives vendors a place online to sell to a group of customers and take a small cut or commission for bringing parties together. Consumer to business, or C2B. An emerging commerce model where a consumer or end user provides a product, service, or value to an organization is known as a C2B. Examples of this include influencer marketing or machine learning, where consumer behavioral insights can dictate a product development. Reverse auctions, service provisioning, or freelancing platform sites such as Upwork or Freelancer, and several common blog monetization strategies like affiliate marketing or Google Ads also fall under this segment. Affiliate marketing is when a person or group, the affiliate, earns commission by promoting or marketing a product or service. It is important to understand what segment you're in because it will change the way you market your site and interact with your customers. E-commerce business models. There are several different e-commerce business models to consider if you plan to sell a product. If you're thinking about selling physical products, you'll need to consider how to handle inventory, management, sourcing, products, or order fulfillment. For example, where will you keep your inventory? Some may not be thrilled with the idea of having their garage full of boxes. Who will be your source for inventory or products that you sell? How will you fulfill orders? Will you pack each order and bring it to the post office? Have you considered packing supplies and other fulfillment costs, including your time, in your estimates? Here are some ways entrepreneurs support their e-commerce businesses. One option is warehousing. Warehousing is one of the simplest and most straightforward e-commerce business models, in which the business owner sells a product or service online, then provides the product or service to the customer. As the business owner, you'll manage and perform every step of the sales and fulfillment process. In this model, you need to maintain inventory of products, packaging, and everything you need to complete the whole process. You might be warehousing your products in your garage or spare bedroom, or own or rent a space in a building that is specifically designed for storage. Depending on your product, warehousing may require quite a bit of capital to set up and maintain. You'll need to manage inventory and stock, have temperature controls if applicable, keep track of customer orders and shipping information, acquire or rent equipment to move products, install security to protect the stored products, and potentially invest in a warehouse space itself. Another option for organizing your e-commerce business is dropshipping. Dropshipping is a product fulfillment method in which a business doesn't keep the product it sells in stock, but rather hires a supplier to fulfill orders. When the customer purchases a product from your business or online store, someone else prepares the order and ships it directly to the customer. You may be purchasing the product from another seller, such as a wholesaler or manufacturer, and this could be the organization dropshipping to your customer. This frees you from managing inventory or keeping a warehousing stock or dealing with packaging. It's important to consider that if your seller, wholesaler, or manufacturer is slow, product quality is lower than expected, or there are problems with the order, you, as the storefront, are still responsible for the outcome. Be sure to formalize in a writing service level agreement, SLA, with any provider to ensure all parties understand the timing and quality standards for all orders. Next, we'll discuss private labeling. If you have an idea for a product but you don't have the means to build it on your own, private labeling may be an option. Entrepreneurs can hire a manufacturer to create a product based upon plans, designs, or a prototype. This manufacturer could then ship directly to the consumer, to a storefront, or to a marketplace like Amazon. The startup costs can be less than building and shipping the product yourself, and if you're interested in potentially opening your own production facility later, this is a good way to test the new product or concept. Another option is white labeling. White labeling is similar to private labeling, except that you are branding an existing product. You choose a product that is already successfully sold by another company that also offers white label options. You design your packaging and label and sell the product. This is common in beauty and wellness industries, but more difficult to encounter in other niches. One recent example of this is hand sanitizer. Many stores began selling hand sanitizer under their own brand. It's important to consider that in a white labeling model, you are often required to purchase a certain quantity of a product. Whether or not you are able to sell enough to make profit is simply up to you. Finally, we'll discuss subscriptions. Subscriptions are an e-commerce model in which a business offers a product or service on a repeating or ongoing basis for a fee, rather than or in addition to offering a single one-time option. One of the most popular examples is California-based Dollar Shave Club, which delivers razors and other personal grooming products to its customers. The other examples of subscription businesses are Stitch Fix, Blue Apron, and Nature Box, as well as exercise or cooking classes provided online. Subscription businesses offer two key benefits: a relatively reliable income stream and established customer base. These existing customers are an opportunity for growth, as they may be interested in additional products or services to add to their subscription, and they may also be encouraged to tell others about your business. Once you've determined which e-commerce business model best suits your goals, you'll need to turn your attention to the money transactions. There is a lot to understand when it comes to money transactions, from how you make purchasing available to your customers to how to process the money transfers, what types of payments will be accepted, how to keep your customers' data secure, how to plan for the future, and how all these factors contribute to your costs. First, we'll talk about some different ways to complete money transactions online. Add e-commerce to an existing website. If you already have an established website that your clients know, you will probably want to keep it, and you can add an e-commerce solution. Build an e-commerce website. If you do not have an e-commerce website, you may consider building one using major website platforms like Shopify, Wix, or Squarespace, or a plugin such as WooCommerce, which can be used in WordPress. Many of these platforms can help you manage an e-commerce website with little to no web design experience needed, and often have a payment processing system that will handle money transactions already integrated. Well-regarded online platform processing companies include Stripe, Square, Braintree, now PayPal, and PayPal, to name a few. Use an online marketplace site. Online marketplace sites such as Amazon, Etsy, and Google might also offer additional ways to sell your products or services online, separate from your e-commerce website. These platforms often charge a fee, take a percentage, or require minimum orders or commitments. Be sure to understand the terms of engaging before you sign any agreement. Marketplaces will be discussed in more detail later in this session. Money transaction considerations. As you consider how you will conduct online money transfers for your business, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, let's take a look at cost considerations. There are costs to consider when creating an e-commerce business. Website platform. First, there are costs associated with your website platform, including a domain name and hosting fees. Payment processing fees. Payment processors, such as those mentioned previously, may require business owners to maintain a deposit account with a minimum amount to cover customer returns, chargebacks, and warranty claims, if applicable. These organizations may also hold money for a period of time, a guaranteed period, before dispersing it to you. Be mindful of these rules and the limited cash flow you might have until you can overcome these guarantee periods. Sales tax. For online orders and shipping, you should check with your State Board of Equalization office to determine the appropriate sales tax. The IRS Small Business and Self-Employment Tax Center provides valuable information and links regarding taxes. If you're in the United States, keep in mind that each state may have different regulations regarding tax law, prohibited items, and customer warranty requirements. Order fulfillment expenses. Be sure to include estimated costs, including time and materials, to fulfill your orders. If you're using a drop shipping provider, understand how costs might change with quantities and other requirements. Shipping and return costs. Will you offer free shipping or charge customers for shipping? Will returns have free shipping, or will customers have to pay to send the item back? It's helpful to include estimated shipping on your e-commerce site so customers can factor in these expenses into their purchase. Online payment transactions. Another thing to consider is the types of payments you accept, including credit cards, PayPal, ACH automated clearinghouse transfers, e-checks, and Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, which is less common but emerging. Credit cards and PayPal remain the most common methods for payment today. Business owners can work directly with these providers to set up payment processing for a business. Be sure you understand any and all fees or requirements before committing to a payment method. Here are a few key terms to understand the nuts and bolts of online payment transactions. Merchant account. A merchant account is a type of business bank that allows a business to accept and process electronic payment card transactions. Payments from customers go into the account first before being transferred into your business bank account. If you already have a brick and mortar shop, you may be familiar with merchant accounts. Payment processor. A payment processor is a front-end technology used to accept debit or credit card purchases from customers. This includes physical card reading devices along with the checkout or payment processing portals used to enter credit card information to make a purchase. Once the transaction is approved, it connects the issuing bank with a merchant account to transfer the funds. Payment gateway. Related to the payment processor, a payment gateway is a secure technology that authorizes the transaction to ensure you'll get paid. Once authorized, the payment processor will connect your bank with the merchant account to transfer the funds to your business bank account. Payment processing companies such as Stripe or PayPal bundle a merchant account with a payment gateway, making it more convenient for new merchants. Once payments have cleared, they can just transfer to your business bank account. Most e-commerce website platforms such as Shopify and Etsy have integrated payment processor systems all in one place, or options to choose a third-party provider. Always consider the types of goods or services you sell, whether you plan to sell domestically or abroad, and understand the associated fees to your business model to determine the best payment processing platform for your business. Alternative methods of online payments. Besides the most common method of online payments, credit cards or PayPal, some payment processing companies support Bitcoin, Amex, Android Pay, or Apple Pay. There are additional methods such as Affirm or Afterpay, allowing a customer to make monthly payments on a product. Check to see if and how some of these alternative methods can be implemented through your website platform. While methods such as Bitcoin sound cutting edge, for new business owners, starting with a standard credit card payment and PayPal may be a better path. Security standards. It's crucial your e-commerce website is secure and meets all compliance standards to keep your customers' sensitive data protected during transactions. It is mandatory that your website is PCI compliant. The Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, PCI DSS, is a security standard for organizations that handle credit and debit card information and is designed to ensure that all businesses that accept, process, store, or transmit credit card information maintain a secure environment. The PCI DSS is managed by the PCI SSC, PCI Security Standards Council, a global organization formed by major credit card companies including Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express. Business owners are responsible for enforcing their own compliance. Most e-commerce website builders such as Shopify, Wix, and Squarespace already meet PCI DSS compliance, so it's a good idea to consider these platforms to set up your online shop. Always check to ensure that the platform you choose meets these necessary security requirements. Plans for growth. In addition to considering issues such as taxes, security, cost, regulation, and reliability in relation to the regions you will be selling or shipping, you should also consider the potential for growth. If your site becomes popular, your e-commerce system will need to be scalable for growth, and your hosting provider and website platform will need to have the capabilities to support more traffic. Be sure you understand the scalability and costs of your website providers. In this next section, we will offer more information regarding setting up your website for success. Steps to set up an e-commerce website. If you decide to sell your product or service online, you'll need an e-commerce website that can accept orders and process payments. If you do not want to build your own e-commerce site, consider hiring or consulting with an experienced web designer or a firm to set up an e-commerce website for you. Their experience can save you time, money, and unnecessary aggravation later down the road. There are several important steps you'll need to take in order to set up your e-commerce business website, including registering your domain name as well as hosting, securing, and building and designing the website, and ensuring mobility. 1. Registering your domain name. Each website has its own unique name, such as Amazon.com or Google.com. This is your domain name. Domain names typically end with .com, .org, .biz, .edu, or others. You will need to decide on and purchase your domain name for your business. Be sure to conduct a search in advance to ensure the intended domain is not being used and is not copyrighted. It's helpful to choose something easy to remember and spell. 2. Hosting your website. Purchasing a domain name does not mean you have a website, but it's the first step to setting one up. Next, you need a place, typically physical or on a virtual server, for your website to reside. Many business owners lease hosting space through a web hosting provider. Some larger companies may build their own platforms or networks to host online content and sites. For an e-commerce website, a more robust hosting plan would be necessary. Shop around for different hosting providers and do some research to find the best one to fit your needs. Securing your website. Website pages secured with a secure sockets layer or SSL certificate are those branded with the HTTPS in the URL rather than the HTTP. An SSL certificate is a type of digital certificate that provides authentication for a website and is used to secure and encrypt sensitive information like credit cards, usernames, passwords, and other private data sent over the internet. The SSL certificate verifies that a website is who it claims to be and that the website host is the owner of the domain. It's very important an e-commerce website has an SSL certificate to create trust with users and to ensure their information is safe so they can securely make a purchase online through your website. Most hosting companies offer SSL certificates that you can purchase for your domain for a relatively small fee. Do not skip this step. 4. Building and designing your website. Next, you will need to decide whether to build your own website or hire a web developer. Both options have their pros and cons. There are a variety of website builder tools in the market that can provide templates or drag and drop functionality to make it easier for a non-technical person to create a website. There are even options to add shopping carts to support e-commerce sites. Some examples of website builder tools include Shopify, Wix, Squarespace, WordPress/WooCommerce, Google Sites, and Weebly. However, if you want a more customizable look and user experience, or if you have a complicated design or sales model, you may wish to hire a web developer. In today's gig economy, you can do that easily by hiring a freelance web designer to build your website. If you plan to include e-commerce, be sure to hire someone with experience in this specific area. Also, know exactly what the terms are. For example, how many revisions are included and who publishes the website, who can make changes in the future when there are updates, and who will fix problems. 5. Ensuring mobility. You'll want to be sure that your website is user-friendly on mobile devices as well as desktops and tablets. Customers are shopping on all devices, so you want to provide a good experience no matter how they're viewing your site. Adding e-commerce capabilities. You can add e-commerce capabilities to an existing website or build the capabilities into your website when you create it. Many web building tools will offer a shopping cart option, providing a way for visitors to select and purchase products or services. A professional e-commerce website design can also help set up your website for transactions. There are a few things to consider and keep in mind though, including how easy it is for customers to choose and cart items. Can they change their minds easily? Does the shopping cart provide an estimate for tax based upon region, or how will you manage sales tax? How will you process payments? Is the checkout process fast, easy, and secure? How are orders confirmed, and how will you manage returns? Before you get started, consider these questions. What types of customers will you attract? How will these customers interact with your website? What are your competitors doing on their website? What do potential customers like and dislike about your competitor's site? Use this time to do some research on your competitors and check reviews. How many sales do you expect in each month from your website? If you're just starting out, it may be easy to start with basics and expand website features and functionalities later. What additions would you add once the basic website is set up? Selling through multiple online channels. Besides your e-commerce website, there are other sales channels in which you might get the opportunity to reach more potential customers. These include marketplaces such as Amazon or Etsy, social media channels such as Facebook, Instagram, or Pinterest. Single channel, multi-channel, or omni-channel strategies. When starting your own business, you may want to create a channel strategy. That refers to a specific customer group. A channel strategy is helpful to reach and communicate more directly with different customer groups. There are many ways you can share your product or service with your audience. In most cases, a new business owner will start with a single approach. Single channel. A single channel is where business owners sell their products or services in one channel. For most new business owners, this single channel would be your website or one marketplace. Example, perhaps your cost benefits analysis shows that Etsy is the right marketplace for your business, especially as you're just starting out. You may consider marketplaces or having a website later, but you decide Etsy is a fine place to start. Multi-channel. A multi-channel strategy means selling your products or services on more than one platform or channel. Customers may prefer one channel over the other. So, to get the most exposure for your product or service, you could sell through several channels. These platforms or channels are treated as independent from one another, and each channel exists in a separate purchase opportunity. For example, you may have an e-commerce website, one channel where customers can engage and shop, as well as a Facebook page and an Amazon page. While customers look at each of these separately and independently from one another, the experience and branding should be consistent across all platforms. Omnichannel. An omnichannel strategy allows you to build upon a customer's single experience with repeated online advertising on various channels. Omnichannel is an integrated channel approach that is typically set up and managed through a professional marketing agency or e-commerce technology expert. Example, a customer may visit your website and engage with but not make a purchase. Later, this customer receives a series of ads related to your product of interest that are pushing them via Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and YouTube, staggered so they aren't bothersome. So the customer experience was on your website, and the advertising that followed was on multiple channels. Further strategies are pushing ads through multiple channels and persist no matter the engagement. And the tactics are dictated by each potential customer's behavior or interaction within and between channels. The customer's behavior alters and customizes the experience. Each strategy can be effective for the right business, and the one you choose depends on your resources, capabilities, and flexibility. When starting out, you may be better to start with a single channel experience before adding additional channels and trying to get them all together into an omni-channel experience. It is advised to consult a marketing professional when deciding and implementing your sales channel strategy. Selling on social media platforms. You can sell products directly through social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, or Pinterest, which can be effective to reach your customers through compelling visual imagery. Selling on social media can be as simple as posting a photo of your product with a message instructing customers on how to purchase. For example, an entrepreneur may wish to sell clothing made at home. This business owner could post a photo of the clothing or fabrics and the caption, "DM to purchase." Then interested customers can make arrangements through direct messaging to complete the transaction. If you would like to sell as a part of social media marketplace, for example, Facebook and Instagram, the first step is to sign up your business using Facebook Business Manager. This powerful platform allows you to house your Instagram, product catalog, Facebook page, ad account, and website pixel in one place. Adding a website pixel helps you track customer engagement on your site by collecting data. In order to sell on Facebook and Instagram, though, you need to add products to your Facebook catalog by connecting your online store, uploading a spreadsheet or CSV, or adding them one at a time. Social media tools such as Sprout Social and Planoly can help you with planning your sales tactics through these media outlets. Always create a strategy first, rather than aimlessly posting with tags for your products. Depending on your level of engagement, social media marketing can be very time-consuming. Consider hiring a social media management expert to develop, execute, and manage your advertising and tactics. Marketplaces. In addition to your e-commerce website, you may consider selling your product on marketplaces such as Amazon, Shopify, or Etsy. If you're looking to be noticed in an international space, you might also consider Alibaba or others. No two sites are exactly the same, and no two sites will sell the same market or to the same customers. It is important to research all marketplaces and watch your sales and traffic carefully. You'll want to quickly identify problems with marketing and products and be able to adapt and change. Keep in mind that even though you are using a third-party website to sell your products, you should keep the same customer service experience and branding, such as product descriptions, company information, logos, and imagery consistent with your main website. This will help your brand presence. How to get started. To sell on marketplace sites, you need to register and verify your identity. Registration is quick and easy. Verification will be a little more involved, but it's a necessary process to ensure that these marketplaces remain safe and secure. Once you've completed these 2 steps, you will have a seller's account, and you'll be able to start listing your items for sale. Be sure to understand the costs involved with selling on a marketplace site though. There could be commission fees, annual membership fees, restocking fees, etc. It is important to also protect your identity. If you'll be selling out of your home to start, it is advisable to get a P.O. box, which is available for annual rental at the post office and UPS, so that you can easily ship and receive shipments from a secure location. Listing basics. There are a few fundamental steps to keep in mind when listing online products. The first essential step is to write good titles and descriptions and take high-quality pictures of your product. You'll also need to specify what payment methods you accept and your return policy. Next, you'll focus on order fulfillment. This is the key to maintaining your online brand. Manage orders by giving up-to-date shipping information and delivering orders as promised. There are applications that can help you do this. Finally, don't forget customer service. Make sure you're available to answer questions and give responses. Give expectations for return calls and emails when customers have questions. To summarize this lesson, we've compiled a list of top 10 do's and don'ts for setting up e-commerce businesses. The top 10 do's. 1. Do use e-commerce strategy to sell your products or services to a larger audience online for minimal cost. 2. Decide whether you will sell a physical product, digital product, or a service. 3. Decide what type of e-commerce model you will have: warehousing, dropshipping, private, white labeling, or subscription. 4. When setting up your business website, register your domain name, choose a hosting provider, and purchase an SSL certificate for additional security. 5. Consider all costs when setting up an e-commerce business. 6. Check your state board of equalization office or local government office to determine appropriate sales tax and understand the rules and regulations for international e-commerce if you plan to sell globally. 7. Understand all requirements and fees associated with any payment processing vendor or tool before signing up. 8. Ensure your website is PCI compliant to protect your customers' sensitive data. 9. Check all views of your website to make sure customers have an equally good customer experience on a desktop, tablet, and mobile device. 10. Maintain your brand across all e-commerce channels by including your logo, using the same messaging, and having a consistent look and feel. Top 10 don'ts. 1. Don't assume an e-commerce website will assure you of competing favorably with large established competitors. 2. Don't skip adding SSL certificates to your website. Customers know an HTTPS site is more secure than an HTTP site. 3. Don't begin selling products online without first planning how you will accept payments and fulfill orders. 4. Don't limit exposure for your e-commerce website. Include your website on all marketing and communications. 5. Don't pursue a B2B e-commerce strategy if customers are consumers rather than businesses. 6. Don't leave out important costs when planning your e-commerce business, and be sure to include time, materials, fees, vendor charges, and costs for every step of the process. 7. Don't perform all the steps of e-commerce yourself if it's more cost-effective to hire a drop shipping vendor to fulfill your orders. 8. Don't put your customers' sensitive data at risk by failing to meet PCI compliance standards on your website. 9. Don't assume tax and shipping costs are the same everywhere. Be sure to know the rates, rules, regulations for both domestic and international e-commerce transactions. 10. Don't forget to plan for growth. Will your hosting provider scale to match the traffic increase for your business? Congratulations, you've just completed this session. If you're writing a business plan while taking this course, take a moment now to include any new information related to your business in this session. Moby's free business plan template and other worksheets, checklists, and templates are available for you to download. Just visit the resources page on Moby's website for additional information. Good luck. This session can be taken on its own or as a part of a full course to earn a certificate of completion and/or digital badge from Moby and Santa Clara University. If you're taking this as a part of a course or want to enroll, be sure to log on and take the corresponding quiz or final exam as appropriate. You can access more topics, courses, and helpful information for your business at www.scu.edu/MOBI.